Hi, namaste. How are you? Okay, so today I was getting this kind of cool guidance about basically being who we really are and sharing and expressing what we feel is within us. So, and again, sort of being willing to look at fears, to look at judgments, to look at insecurities, to look at doubt within us, and really shine the light of our awareness on those aspects within ourselves. I mean, it can be hatred, it can be really dark, um, insidious, fearful energy that we hold within us. But I sort of feel like unless we're willing to look at that, it basically dark patterns or destructive patterns will always continue to persist in our lives unless we have the courage to look at what we're holding. And that always comes through our ability to take responsibility for our reactions and for the emotions that we experience in any given moment. And what I was getting about that and about our ability to heal and about our individual and collective ability to create a life that we love and indeed a planet that we love is really having faith in spirituality, really having faith in our own self and our own truth and our own spirit. Because I really feel like spirituality, like and our ability to be honest about the fact that there is this higher force, there is this beyond, there is this universe that we all cohabitate in, that we all coexist in. There is energy far, far beyond what our kind of our normal human mind or human experience can relate to, that is ushering and supporting us along this path. And unless we give faith over to that, unless we pretty much completely surrender to that, we're always going to be under the thumb of our ego. We're always going to be in destructive patterns of chaos, confusion, and pain and darkness. And it really is that kind of simple in a sense. It's really, we either make a conscious choice to have faith, even if we're not feeling like we can, like even if something we feel really, really skeptical, if we feel really uneasy about it. I think, I don't know if it's like the Bible or Course in Miracles or one of those spiritual texts, or if I just heard it somewhere, my mom might have said it or something like that. There's this expression of like, all we need is faith the size of a mustard seed, and mustard seed is meant to be like the smallest seed there is. So all we need is this tiny little bit of faith that is like this tiny bit of light within us, that if we give over even that little bit much of faith, then we will start to see changes in our lives. And having undergone a steady and gradual kind of spiritual journey myself, I want to offer you the fact that it requires patience, and it requires faith, and it requires diligence. And as we collectively awaken, so there's more and more teachers, there's more and more guides, there's more and more light workers, there's more people stepping into their power. There's the law of attraction. There's all these varied practitioners who are basically rising to empower the human population. With all of that help around us, I truly believe that the coming generations, like the more people who are awakening, it's going to be easier and easier. So for me, it's been a pretty kind of like long uphill struggle, and really back and forth, and that ultimately is what really slowed down the process for me. If when I was having my early awakenings, if I had just had the faith and kept going and just followed through with my intuition back then, my life would be completely different now. what happened to me was that I was unsure and I was insecure, and I was having these profound, amazing insights, but at the same time I was really afraid. I was afraid of being alone. I was afraid of not having enough. I was like stuck in fear and guilt and shame. And of course that was my path, and it couldn't have been any other way than what it was. And now I'm here, and I feel really happy to express myself and to be who I am and to be of service to humanity in that regard, where all I want to do is uplift people. All I really want to do is make people happy, because it fulfills me, because it makes me feel good to share my insights and to share how I feel about the world. But recognizing if we are skeptical, or if we're in a place of darkness, or if we're in a pattern of destruction, or if we're in depression or any of that stuff, that those patterns didn't happen instantaneously. So we have to be kind of patient with ourselves. Again, patience is love. We have to be patient with ourselves to trust in the process and to know that we are being guided, and that the universe will offer us and share with us stuff that we need along the way in the perfect timing. And that there are aspects that we can practice that really help shift things quicker, but also help us along the way. Because, there's all these things like the dark night of the soul, or like things where like it can feel like things are getting worse before they kind of get better. And once we start to feel the liberation, my God, it's amazing. And really, really life does get better and better. For me, even when I go through wobbles or like darkness, it usually only lasts like, a few hours, and at the very most like a few days. And that's usually because there's some big cosmic shift going on, and there's a lot of heavy duty stuff that I'm processing. But the thing is, with the awareness, you kind of understand a little bit better what's actually happening to your body and what's actually going on. Because we are energetic vibrational beings, we're always sort of shifting and transmuting. It just sometimes there's denser, I suppose, aspects or entities or energetic form that you're transmuting. And so it's going to take, those few days or those experiences that help you really to dissolve them and break free. And every time we do that, we then uplift. We go to kind of higher vibrational frequencies or higher levels. And so we're always expanding, and knowing that you yourself are your sovereign being. So have faith, have trust, practice acceptance and unconditional love. Now, notice your reactions when you're around other people, and know that that's your own reaction, that not any one of us. So I, in my own sovereignty, do not need to take on other people's perceptions or beliefs or anything about their own reality. I don't have to do that. If something feels good to me, that's probably a good thing to do. If something doesn't, that's something to look at in regards to, well, I'm not perceiving this in a way that empowers me. And so I need to look at, why is there that pattern? Why is there that pattern of giving my power away to somebody else, when I don't need to do that? And knowing that every single one of us is completely free to create the world that we desire, to be a highest expression of joy, to be the highest expression of unconditional love and acceptance, and to really honor and allow abundance and wealth and health and freedom into our lives. That's our true nature. That's what we really are. And the more of us who continue to choose that divinity and that sovereignty and that freedom, the more sort of tribal communities will start to congregate, and they'll start to get together and create really, really magnificent worlds for themselves. And ultimately, like, we bless and pray the entirety of the collective, and that really takes in the entire universe. It's not just this planet. Like, the entire universe is blessed when we love, when we align with our true source essence, when we become the person that we're truly meant to be. Everything is blessed. Everything expands, And so it's really a time of breaking free from limitations and breaking free from thinking that we have to conform, or thinking that there's like this way to do it. And that's something I'm really breaking free from now, is like thinking that like I have to follow these rules when it comes to marketing, or thinking that like I'm missing something when it comes to being who I am. And that's like a false perception. That's like a belief that I adopted somewhere along the way, that I just am not enough, and so I'm always going to be missing something. Who needs that, right? why can't I just be enough? Why can't, you know, the way I vlog and how I do things and how I want to manifest and how I want to attract and what I want to do in my life, why can't it just be who I am? And why can't that just be divine and perfect? Not that we don't continue learning. Of course, learning is amazing, and I want to always expand and always keep learning. But I also want to let myself be the happiest expression of who I can be. And I want to be honest. I want to kind of let people in on the fact that it's wonderful that we can expand and go through stuff, and that we can also let each other know that it does get better. We are radiant beings. You know, we don't have to buy into anything. We don't have to buy into anything out there at all. And that's, again, that should feel empowering. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Like, some of us, it's just one day at a time, you know, one breath at a time. As far as if we're in a really low place, can we practice just relaxing? Can we practice just saying, I'm okay today? Even if I feel sad, even if I feel depressed, even if I feel angry, can I just be okay with that? And not attack it, and not try to blame or fault find, but can I just be okay with where I am? Because that practice in those kind of darker, lower periods, that's the practice that helps continue the upliftment process more naturally and organically and more in a more fulfilled way. So that the more I do that, the more I'm able to kind of sustain lightness and joy, and I'm able to kind of really in a really heartfelt, expansive way, feel really grateful more often, truly like abundantly grateful. So I hope you've enjoyed that little bit of spiritual guidance, and feel free, just, you know, check in. Check out my website, altalove.com. So I'm expecting a really nice surge of unexpected income and some support, some sort of angel backing and funding to come through. And with that, I'm going to redo my website, and I'm going to rebrand All to Love. I found some amazing website designers in Canada who I really want to work with. And yeah, I'm really excited about the rebranding of All to Love and moving forward with the vlogging and maybe making a cool video trailer and just lots of fun stuff. And also the Good Vibes Festival is coming up in a couple weeks. So I'm really looking forward to partying with my community and turning a new leaf. So starting a new book, and as well as publishing a book. But this is like a brand new chapter. I don't like to say chapter because it feels like it's not even in the same book. Molly's finished. Willow is my new name, and All to Love is getting a rebranding and really kind of putting it out there and having faith, like having just so much faith and love for my purpose and my mission, and creating a life of love and abundance, and really like heaven, just like living in heaven in paradise. That's what I want. Do you want that too? If you want that too, then get in touch and like become a member of the All to Love tribe. I love you loads. Have a great day. Peace out.
All to
Take
love.
care.
All to love.